Now, do you see it? Hi, everyone. What a crew. There.
Okay. All right, so I'm going to go through and mute everyone.
Asher, please stop.
You guys fired up to talk about Summit? No, because I muted you. I get it. Someone is still not muted.
There should be a if you do manage participants, can you see that, Haley, or no? It sounds like your screen. It should say mute all participants. There should be a, do you see it?
Yeah, got it. Okay. Amazing. No. Okay, sorry. Chasten's not home tonight. It's like everything is not going right. Okay, so let's start with some shout outs. Oh. All right, Amanda Travis, Success Club 10 already. Woo woo. Lee has 2, Stephanie has 4, April has 2, I have 4, Amanda B has 2, Brandy has 4, Courtney has 2, Lisa has 2, Mahala has 2, Nicole has 4, Miranda has 2, Lisa has 2, Jennifer has 2, Alicia has 2, and April has 2. And for team builders, I've added 2, Stephanie's added 1, Lee has added 1, Brandy has added 1, and Alicia has added 1. So really amazing start to the month. There's still so much month left, and now we have some cool new things to, Shift Shop and Daily Sunshine, Susie Sunshine. So I think that the rest of our month is going to be pretty amazing moving into August when we get to do the Team Cup. So, all right, some of the announcements from Summit that I have is that we now have Daily Sunshine, which is the new superfood shake for kids. Macy, stop. It is a 3-in-1 smoothie that is gluten, dairy, GMO, and I didn't finish that. One more. What's the 4th one? What is it?
Soy.
Soy. Okay, soy free. Just put that right in there. Oh, I can't. It won't let me. So that is super exciting. It comes in strawberry, banana, and chocolate. And I think it's super good. My kids are still learning to love it, but honestly, my kids are not like huge Shakeology fans. So I think that's kind of part of it. But today, like at dinner, Carson asked for it again. So I was like, oh, I guess maybe you do like it a little bit more than you said. So that's exciting. Shift Shop is out. The big challenge group starts next Monday if you want to get some people into that. Otherwise, you can run your own challenge groups. Maisie, oh my God, she's like chewing everything right now. Tomorrow night, we've got The Surge with Carl, which I believe is at 8 o'clock. So that will be exciting. They said that Jessica, is it Bowser Nelson or Brower Nelson, is going to be on it. And then Chris Downing is going to make an appearance as well. So that will be cool. Clean Week is coming in September. That is a new kind of like what you can do for a free group. It's basically a week of clean eating, workouts, and they get a week's worth of Shakeology. So they buy the clean eating pack, and then you run the group with them. And then from there, they like can feel confident about moving on with their fitness journey and continuing, hopefully, with a challenge pack. In October, there is the UK launch. I did not write the date of that down. I don't know what that is. So we can add it.
October 11th, I think.
Okay, October 11th.
Mm-hmm.
It launches.
October 19th. Sorry. Go ahead. 19th.
19th. I'm going to write that down. I'm like in a full out sweat. I'm sorry. Like my dog is going crazy. Like so stressed. Okay. We are getting a new website, you guys, and this website is going to be amazing. Like basically if we send someone a link to like just sign up with maybe the All Access or just a program, when they click on it, it's actually going to show the challenge pack first and show the value of the challenge pack. So we might be able to kind of convert some of those people that don't originally want a challenge pack into a challenge pack just by them being on the website. So that's pretty amazing. So I'm pretty excited about that. All right, the next one is the Diamond Boost program. This is pretty cool. In order to get this, you need to be a diamond rank. You need to earn at least Success Club 5 in each quarter, and then you need to hold your rank for 6 weeks in a row. And if you do this in the third quarter, you get $250, and if you do it again in the fourth quarter, you get another $250. So total opportunity is $500. If you want to know more about that, you can check out the FAQ 8005. They're also doing the 10 for 10 program, which means that you can earn 10 elite points for selling 10 challenge packs in August, and that is going along with the Beachbody Cup, which the Team Cup is coming. You guys can be forming teams now. Registration is open. I highly, highly recommend getting on a team. This can be a great way to bond with other people. It doesn't have to be someone that's on your team. Like you can really pair up with anyone. So that's kind of cool. That's how Sean and Annie met. So kind of exciting. So yeah, definitely get on a Team Cup if you are not already. And then Double Time is coming out, which is the first program for families and partners. I'm obviously super excited about this because Chasten and I am sure will have a blast with it. But I'm hoping that my boys will want to get involved too. So it's really cool how Beachbody is really changing their gear to really look at families as a whole instead of just, adults. So, all right. Katie, I'm gonna unmute you. All right, take it away, girl.
All right. Okay, so I sent this in a voice memo to Sean earlier while I was riding the spaz train driving home. My biggest takeaway was believing in yourself. It seemed to be a theme with a lot of the presenters. Mindy Wender, Melanie Mitro, they all talked about how if you don't believe in yourself, you're not going to be successful, that it starts with you. And that was super impactful to me because sometimes I waver and I'm just not anymore. And then personal development was also another big theme to go along with that. Was if you are struggling to have your own belief in yourself, then you need to spend even more time on personal development. 10 minutes is like the bare minimum per day. What I've been doing is listening to podcasts or YouTube videos while I work out in the morning. I don't listen to any of the trainers except for Autumn because she's my favorite. I just turn them out and then I pull up YouTube on my phone and select a video. It's a great way to get going in the morning. And then the second one is impacting lives daily. So I know we always talk about how many people we want to help and helping people and that being our passion. But one thing that I took away from the day 2, and I'm totally blanking on who presented on it, but it was impacting lives daily. So even if you're sending out message after message after message and it's just crickets, somebody somewhere is impacted by something that you say or do, whether you invite them to something or you just send a positive message or you send a thank you for liking my post. You are impacting people. So keep that at the forefront of your mind, with everything that you put out there. And then utilizing the back office tools. So we know how cool Team Beachbody is as a company, but it's really hard for, I think, and sometimes for new coaches to grasp everything that the company provides us with as far as trainings. And even like challenge group guides. Like I just looked up the Shift Shop one today. You guys, it's amazing. There are some really cool graphics. Now I want to personalize them for me, but there's so much motivation in there that I don't even want to make my own now, because I mean, I'll make the message mine, but there's such cool stuff in there, you guys. And there's a challenge group guide for every single program. And then there's a couple for, you know, mixed programs. And there's no need to reinvent the wheel. If you're short on time, if you have a full-time job like I do and don't have time to do all of that, use your resources. There's so much stuff in the back office. So those were my 3 biggest things. Haley, you're muted.
Hey. Do you guys all know what I just said? Did you read
No.
it? I said that was awesome, Katie. Those are really good ones, especially number 3. Definitely. Those tools are amazing.
Yeah.
There's good like coach train or like getting started right stuff too to access, like the first 30. All right, Mahala. So let me unmute Mahala and mute Katie. Katie, where'd you go?
All right, ignore my children as they run around acting crazy. Yeah, so it was hard to narrow it down to 3. I really had 4, but that I wanted to talk about. But the first one is sustaining belief. It talked about, do you have an unwavering belief in our company? And one way, and it talked about how to sustain belief. The first one is personal development. So change your focus if you're struggling at all. The next one was positive affirmations. And I've heard that a few times throughout the weekend about different coaches just doing positive affirmations if they struggled with self-doubt or they compared themselves to others all the time. And think about, and it said talk about, or don't think about your failures. The next one was visualization. So to actually picture yourself, imagine yourself where you want to be. The other one was goals. So one time a week, she said to write down your goal in the present tense, and then to elevate yourself, surround yourself with the right kind of people. And that was actually gone over a little bit on Sunday too. They talked about the toxic people in your life to cut them out. The second thing was the 5 personal musts for motivation and success. This was from Brendan Burchard. And he said, number 1, I must raise my ambitions and refuse to settle. Number 2, I must live every day with intention. I must no longer fear rejection. I must jump in and face my fears, and I must find something to fight for. So, I mean, if you're ever having issues with motivation or success, if you bring yourself back to these 5 points, I think that really could, if I'm struggling, help me. The next one was to anticipate. This one was really good. To anticipate the questions that lead to objections. And I kind of did this a little bit when I would share about Shakeology or a challenge pack or something. But they talked about the 3 main objections are time, money, and belief. And to share your story, before you share the cost of our products, and then address the objections before they arise. So like an example would be, so time, money, and belief. So I would say, oh, I started with T25. It's only 25 minutes. Everybody has 25 minutes to work out. And I saved lots of money because I did a challenge pack. And then I also saved money while drinking Shakeology because I don't snack as often. And then the belief in yourself and why it works, basically. The positive things that have happened from doing this and from buying our products and whatever those might be. So if you address those 3 things before you share a cost, their objections are less likely to happen. So those are my 3 big takeaways. The 4th one was kind of to leak out the information. That came up a lot too, to leak it out. But I figured somebody would talk about that maybe.
That's awesome. That 3rd one I actually didn't hear. Maybe that was while Sean and I were at our other training, but that's a really, really good tip. I love it. So awesome. Thank you for sharing, Mahala.
Stay tuned.
All right. I know that some people weren't able to get on, so there might be some blank slides. We made one for everyone, even though, they were kind of like, oh, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to get on. So looks like we have some blank ones. Yeah. Okay. Amanda Travis. Let me find it.
Mom,
Kit.
Hello. Okay, so overcoming fears. I think I just noticed this weaved through the weekend, and I think the two fears that stick out to me are something I struggle with, which is fear of rejection or fear of failure. Brennan Bouchard said, if you're worried about rejection, you suck at math. And I told Haley to remind me of that often. Talking about how, like, he had people raise their hand if they knew, like, 1 or 2 or 10 people who'd rejected him before. But then he was like, okay, do you know, like, 10 people who have got your back? Do you know 50? Do you know 100? And just how many more people we know that support us versus how many people we've been actually rejected by. And he said, more people have your back than will throw something at it. So I liked that. And then in terms of failure, he said, make the damn call. Because I know that, like, my big thing is, like, I never want to talk to people on the phone. And it comes up from time to time where people would prefer to be on the phone. And actually, there was a couple people who mentioned just get on the phone. Amy Silverman said, talk to whoever comes within 3 feet of you, which, again, I'm always worried about what people are going to think, if I'm going to be rejected, if I'm going to say something stupid. Jessica Nelson said, just do it even if you suck. There's a Gatorade commercial you can look up. It's called The Secret to Victory. And the tagline is make defeat your fuel. And I really, really liked that. It resonated with me. Last November, I ended the month with -2 Success Club points because someone returned a challenge pack and I didn't sell a single other new thing that month. And I was talking with Haley and I'm like, I don't know what to do. I did so bad. I'm so discouraged. And you were like, let it piss you off and then work really hard. And I hit like Success Club 10 for like 6 months straight after that. So to let those failures motivate you. And then last example of this was Darren Hardy talked about the way to success is massive failure, and he used a pendulum, and the one side is all failure and the other side is all success. And if you're only willing to risk failing a little bit, then the pendulum's only going to swing a little bit into success. But if you are willing to, like, go big or go home and let that pendulum swing all the way into the failure side, then it's going to swing the other way as well, to big success. So all that was overcoming fears. The second theme that I kind of felt was just Melanie Mitro said, work for people, not paychecks. She also said, beware of shiny objects because they're not the goal. So if you're, like, distracted by rank or distracted by awards or whatever, it's going to take away from your mission, which is your mission is to help people. And that includes coaches on your team. They polled Beachbody coaches and asked them what their favorite thing about being a coach was. And the number one answer was the community. And I think that goes for both your challengers and your coaching community. And so I think it was Lindsay Stay said, if that's everybody's favorite thing, are you fostering that kind of community in your team and in your challenge groups that make people love it? And then Christina Delgado said, when you're telling your story and you're being real and you're being honest, certain people are going to connect with your crazy, and you are going to become their lifeline. You're going to become their people. So I ended that little section with her challenge to us was to make it your mission, because she's the one who came up with I Am Team Beachbody. And she said, make it your mission between now and next year's summit to create 100 new I Am Team Beachbody stories. So those are 100 people whose life will be forever changed because of our company and our mission and getting healthier. So that I really loved. And the third section, it wasn't really talked about, but it just was kind of resonating with me. And that was watching the Beachbody Challenge winners and the transformations. Ashley Molstad was given an award for having the most people who were her customers who submitted for Beachbody Challenge. And we have heard a million times to be proof that the product works. And Carl called it the elephant in the room. If you're not doing that, and you're supposed to be promoting these products, and you're not living your healthiest life, and you're not actually doing the programs full out, and you're not being consistent with the basics. Another girl said to own your own struggle. And I personally had felt like I was just kind of being too lax with my own journey. Like, I was doing really good, and then I got caught up in coaching, and it's made my consistency drop off. And I really liked Melanie Mitro said to have discipline. You are not at a disadvantage unless you think you are. And I like to point out, oh, well, I have this health condition and I have that health condition. And it's, yes, I do, but it's not an excuse. I need to be proof that the product works. That's the number one thing they always tell us as coaches. So I'm really motivated and pumped up to kind of be my own coach as well as be a coach to others, and just to get myself back on track and really complete my transformation, because I don't want to be halfway.
Awesome. I totally agree with that. That was like a huge takeaway that I had, because I was feeling the same way. Like, I haven't been as disciplined as I was when I started, and now, like, starting Shift Shop again, it's like, oh yeah, this is how I used to actually do it. And, just seeing how much I really was eating. And so, yeah, I feel like, being a product of the product goes beyond just Shakeology and just the workouts. Like, it's the clean eating too. So, all right, Amanda, I'm going to mute you. Thank you. Great job. Really good tips. I think you have like a photographic memory because you remembered like everyone's name, which is amazing. All right, Stephanie. Where are you? I'm looking right at you.
Because it's my turn to talk.
Okay, it's your turn to talk.
Did you hear me say that?
Yeah.
Okay, what's funny is I didn't look at anybody else's, but mine and Katie's are almost identical. Lydia. I know. She's okay for just a minute. Okay, so my first takeaway, which kind of hit me, was learn something new every day. I'm that coach that slaps on personal development. If something drops off of my to-dos every day, it's my personal development. But that was like the number one focus across the board, was personal development. And the next thing under that was to figure it out and be resourceful. So really using the resources we have at hand and figuring out a way to stay consistent, to do the daily vitals every day, really making it work. And that's one of my bigger struggles too. That includes utilizing the back office and the training materials. So learn something new about the business every day, adapting to the changing times with our business, and then being coachable. Number two for me that hit me pretty hard, I liked when they said knowledge is not power, it's what you do with it. So often, and this is something I said on day one, I think, in the workshops, and then day two's general session, is they were like, knowledge is not power. You can say you know it all day long, but unless you're applying it, it doesn't make a difference. And one thing they said that hit me was medical doctors in all their years of schooling only take one class on nutrition. And so ask yourself, are you doing it? Are you doing it well? And are you seeing results from doing that? And then dream big and believe. I think I am probably the worst when it comes to limiting what I'm capable of in this business. I doubt that all the time. And so they talked all the time about how any single one of us, no matter our background, our lifestyle, our struggles, our obstacles, whatever, no matter who was in that room, we were capable of elite, we were capable of top coach, we were capable of anything in that business. And so not putting limitations on what we're capable of doing. And for me, I think that's going to start. I said, if it's not yours, you shouldn't be touching it. Okay. I think for me, that's going to start with setting clearer goals, visualizing where I see myself success-wise in the business every day. They said bleed Beachbody Blue, and for an athlete like me, that kind of hit me to the core, because really being so passionate, not just about our products, but about the community and about the company and how it backs the challengers and the coaches. And then sharing, investing, just like Katie said, investing in and impacting lives, like really committing our purpose to other people and making a difference. And that could be in a very small way, or that can be in a very big way. And then one other thing was taking this seriously. You are the CEO of your business. You set the tone and you set the pace for your team. You set the atmosphere, you set the belief level, you set all that. You're the CEO. Really stepping into that role and taking charge was a big one for me.
Hey, Steph.
Mm-hmm.
Our 10-minute warning just came up, just so you know.
I'm done. That's it.
Okay. All right, sweet. Let's keep going. You did great. I'm not going to say much because we're running out of time, and it looks like there's a lot to go. So Morgan, let me get you unmuted. Okay. All right, go for it, Morgan.
Okay, I'll try to be fast since we're on a time crunch. Okay, so my 3 biggest takeaways that impacted me from Summit was number 1, making big and small goals, but the action behind those goals and committing to them. And how do we do that? We do that through a personal growth plan and constantly revising those as we grow as a person too, not just staying on a one train track. And then also building our confidence and our knowledge to work towards those goals. And we do that by being willing to learn, staying coachable, being persistent with our personal development and not letting it go to the back burner, and revising our personal development to fill the void and what we need as a person to grow and propel us to meet those goals. Number 2, roadblocks, which really, really struck a chord with me, and it seemed to be a common discussion point. I'm struggling with that both in coaching personally and in my working career, but viewing those as opportunities to learn and not a stop sign. And remembering and bearing in mind, as we're more successful, we're going to encounter more roadblocks, and they might get trickier. And then kind of looping back, personal development is going to help us overcome those roadblocks, the big and the small ones, and just staying disciplined through those roadblocks, keeping our foot on the gas pedal, and focusing on the fundamentals. And then lastly, my 3rd takeaway was, where is our focus? Remembering positivity and opportunity, and just remembering disadvantages are self-inflicted. We choose our disadvantages. It's not brought upon us. And again, circling back to the roadblocks, just overcoming that and staying focused positively. And then in worst case scenario, focus on helping others, focus on helping yourself, and everything will kind of fall back in, and just keeping your eye on the prize, I guess, but then not getting the SOS syndrome, not getting distracted. That's it.
Awesome. Thanks, Morgan. Really good tips. All right, Miranda. Where is Miranda? Okay. All right, go for it, Miranda.
Okay, I think I'm unmuted now.
Yeah.
I'm going to try and make this quick. So things that they talked about, there's a lot of the same things that other girls are saying, but creating a welcoming culture for your coaches when you onboard them, asking for them to respond to things and setting expectations, asking them what kind of coach they want to be, and telling them what you want from them and what you'll give them in return. That's some things that I've asked before, but I haven't always stressed what I would be giving them. Sharing your goals with them, which is something I struggle with personally, but it is really important to let them know what my goals are so that they can help me as well as I can help them. This was probably the biggest one, was the success of your coaches is not your responsibility. And it's one that's really hard for me to accept, but it's an important one because you can give someone all the tools, but it doesn't mean that they're going to run with it. Visualization, same thing with what most of the girls said about setting goals, breaking it down, believing in it, posting it all over the place, having a reason to fight for it, and setting more. Branding yourself, you might want to try and read that yourself, but there was some great information on ways that you can make yourself stand out by asking yourself various questions that I wrote down, surveying yourself before Beachbody and what your interests were, what your struggles were, and sort of making an avatar, analyzing your posts and seeing if you see yourself in them, and posting about things you're passionate about to just make you stand out from other coaches. So you're not just another coach with a shake in their picture talking about the same stuff. So that was really quick. Feel free to go back and look at my notes.
All right. Thanks, Miranda.
No problem.
All right. Alyssa, can you raise your hand just to make, okay, I thought so.
All right, I'll make it quick as well. Okay, making connections. You are your number one roadblock, which I found that most interesting because you get scared and you don't do things because of your fear. So you're the most reasons you have a roadblock. And you have to invest time in people. People aren't going to connect with you if you don't take the time to get to know them. So you have to be patient when you're talking to them and don't expect something to happen overnight because it's not going to happen. And the things that hold you back, it's your fear, your doubt, your past experience, your limiting belief, and your ego. Feel the fear and do it anyway. I love that quote. I've heard it a million times, and I just think it's so true that everyone's going to be fearful of something, but you just got to keep doing it. And practice the 3 feet rule. So once someone's within 3 feet of you, you need to talk to them. If you're in the grocery line with someone, just say hi and just make conversation with them. Just make new connections. And don't let your ego control you. So if you're getting a bunch of rejections, don't let that hurt your ego. People are going to say no. They're not always going to say yes. So you have to get used to the rejection. And don't rule anyone out. You never know when someone's going to say yes. And you want to have quality conversations over quantity. You want to get to know someone on a deeper level and not just a quick conversation. Otherwise, you're never going to get anywhere. And you want to take the road that's less traveled on. You don't want to be like everyone else. You want to be your own individual so people will want to work with you. And then the next section is choices. The small, insignificant choices are the ones that matter. They add up over time. The 4 traps we face are invisible. Results aren't visible. Like, say I eat McDonald's like once a week. That's not going to be seen for a while, but give me 2 or 3 years and you can tell the weight that I've gained. Another one is subtle and deceptive. One small choice can get you off track by 1 degree, and that 1 degree over years adds up, and you can be in a completely different state than where you plan to go. And immediate gratification. Everyone's looking to get something right now, and you get nothing for the good choices you make. For the bad choices, like if I have that piece of cake, I'm going to get enjoyment out of it. I'm going to like eating that. So you get pleasure out of it. These things are easy to do or easy not to do. It's easy to actually apply it, or it's easy just to hear it and then never do it. And then the next one is failing towards success. This was by Janelle Summers.
Got cut off, just so you guys know.
You have to develop a high tolerance for the unknown, failure, judgment, and unexpected twists. You never know what's going to happen. You have to let go of perfectionism. People don't relate to perfectionism. They relate to realness. And allow yourself a 30-second pity party and put on some gangster rap and handle it. 30 seconds, then you can move on from it. Use social media for your business, but not for entertainment. So you go on just for your business and don't try to have this good party time. It's about your business. You need to connect with people and you need to add value. And do your actions match your mouth. So if you want to get Success Club, you've got to do the work for it. It's not just going to come to you. And don't be scared, hit send.
Awesome, thanks. It says we have less than a minute left. So thank you guys so much for getting on. There are 2 more on here that I will just click on. I don't know if, okay, so that was Sam. Okay, Sam and Katie. But all right, guys, so thank you so much for getting on. I will be posting the playback, okay? All right, I don't know, it said less than a minute for what feels like more than a minute, so I feel like it's just gonna stop. So. All right, guys, have a good night.